these Republicans who claim to be so anti-establishment, who claim to be so anti-big bank, which I very much am, but the party has lost their values, and they'll preach it, but they won't follow or practice what they preach. They have now given a $17 billion payout to banks. Other bank-friendly measures and things of the such have been voted for overwhelmingly by the Republican Party, and it is totaled up to $17 billion. The Freedom Caucus, I guess that's the new group of people in the Republican Party.
This is what got rid of Boehner.
Oh, okay. I guess they're an offshoot of the Tea Party because the Tea Party didn't like Boehner either. So, yeah. So anyways, like whatever you want to call yourself, if you're for freedom and you're so much for us, the people, which are the people land up for free, why are you giving $17 billion to people who've already abused their power before, put us into serious debt, caused countless people their lives, their homes, their jobs, and their livelihood? None of them went to prison, and you're still giving them $17 billion. Do you know what $17 billion could do to our economy?
I mean, seriously, put that $17 billion into education, infrastructure, social welfare, health care.
Anywhere would be better.
If Social Security is supposed to go under like any damn day now, fix it. Stop kicking the can down the road and fix it. You know, I'm not paying you $174,000 to get reelected in 3 years, 4 years, what the fuck ever. I'm paying you to handle Syria, to handle Iraq, to handle Alabama, to handle Ferguson.
Yeah.
Do what needs to be done. Because I can't be there to do it. I have all the right answers. I would fix the world. But nobody's going to pay me to do it.
Hey man, if someone gave me $17 billion, the amount of good I could do on this planet would be ridiculous. Like, I would go to the semi-utopian level, to be real. Not to float my own boat or toot my own horn, but anyone could do it because it's not that hard if people would get out of the way of progress. There are countless people in Republican, in the Democratic Party, in politics, getting a mad amount of money. They don't want to leave their position, and they don't want anything to change because they're getting money hand over fist from all the other constituents that they're really working with, big businesses, as well as $170,000 a year. They get millions and millions of dollars underneath the table. And why would you want anything to change? They're sitting in the way of progress because they know if people begin to progress and make their amount of money, they're going to be able to see the things they do and shine light on it. And that's what you don't want when you're robbing people blind.
Well, here's the thing. They have to make all this money so that they get, when they're campaigning. Instead of working, they are actually to get reelected. Because they have to spend all this money to get their name out into people's heads instead of, this is how I actually am about an issue. This is how, it's vote this guy, vote that woman, vote here, vote for this. It's not the issue. It's not
the issue. It's always the person. Name recognition, and that's proven in all things, and that's one of the main reasons why people are leading in the polls nowadays, like Hillary Clinton. Name recognition. It's been proven time and time again. It's and this isn't something that's new. These phenomenons are not new, people, and that's the reason why they try to make it seem so, they try to upset you and disgust you with politics, and they try to push you out and make it seem complex. It's not.
Literally, if you watch politics for 8 years, you see the cycle. It restarts every time. It's the same arguments, it's the same points, and shit gets done.
Eddie Murphy came out with a movie about 13 to 14 years ago about him running on a campaign. Eddie Murphy, a black guy, running on a campaign of a dead white guy who had the same name as him. All he did was cut a few letters off his last name and reuse the same thing. And he got into a very prestigious Senate seat based off name recognition alone. This isn't new. Like, this is old. But they try to make it seem like, this is so complex. No, just pay attention to it. And you'll find out that these people are getting away with murder. And they shouldn't be. And we shouldn't allow them to.
No, we shouldn't. Unfortunately, like I stated before, this is about politics. And people won't pay attention. Instead of understanding, guys, this is your money. Nobody likes paying taxes, but they are a necessity, so why not understand where your money's going? you have a bank account and money just randomly disappears and you don't question it, how good are your finances?
And again,
the government has their hand in all of your finances by taxes.
You got so many accountants.
Where the money goes.
We have so many accountants. Why is it that we cannot have line by line what Congress is spending money on? There should be no reason we shouldn't have that information.
Black ops, I understand.
Well, of course, there's always a black budget, and that's always been understood as not line item. But everything else isn't. Everything else is supposed to be above the board.
Be drawn out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they expect for all of our stuff to be drawn out. You get your taxes every year. You don't turn in your taxes and give and report all the money that you spend or where all your money comes from. And the IRS is going to be beating down your door and sending you to prison. But when the government does it, it's just, oh, we're so big that we're not supposed to be held accountable for those kind of books. No, you're so big, you're supposed to keep quadruple documents and quadruple accounts of the same stuff. Like, you should have so many different copies of what is in the budget line by line. You're going crazy with it. Like, that's all a big government is for. Why can't you do something as simple as budget your own checkbook?
Yep. And I'm sorry, I mean, what's our debt? Like so many $1 trillion right now?
It's like 17 trillion or something ridiculous. 18
you know
trillion.
what I called? You know what I have for credit? It's literally the overdraft protection on my bank. That's my credit. Knowing that I'm getting a check next week to cover what I've overspent. And not because I'm just throwing money away, but it's for electric. It's for gas. It's for food. You know, but that's my credit.
I just think it's just crazy. It's just the amount of stuff our government gets away with. We shouldn't allow it. And no speaker should be getting that much money for anything, for any kind of position in the government.
Not 28 hours a week and
no.
However many days.
And don't just think I'm hating on them. I don't think sports players should get paid that much as they get. I don't believe our movie stars should get paid as much. No other country pays their actors, their athletes, and other people in celebrity-ish positions as much money as we do here in America. And it's for a reason.
I would honestly pay actors and athletes and everybody, you know, a standard living wage. And if they want to get the sponsorships, you know, to where it is a free market kind of promotion, fine. You know, then you do have your Michael Jordans and Nike team ups. You do have your 50 Cent and Smart Water team up. But, you know, they're still making a living wage, but it's not, you know, God, what was it, $65 million a year?
Who needs that much money? Who needs that much money? Or should they get maybe $20 million a year? They do a job. They make a lot of revenue. I shouldn't say they should make more money than the average person by a large margin. They should make a lot of money because they've worked for it and they've gotten where they've gotten for the most part. But that much money going to one person is a waste when that much money going to everyone else could do so much more good for our economy and our country.